What's up, dudes? It is 4:58 a.m. I woke up totally hot. So, I can't give medical advice because I'm not a doctor, but I can tell the story of what happened to me. Years ago, now what we're talking about is perimenopausal symptoms and menopausal symptoms. So what does menopause mean? And what does perimenopause mean? And so I am 50 years old and I am in perimenopausal. That means I still get my period, but my body's starting to shut it down. It comes with hot flashes, all that horrible stuff. Menopausal means your body no longer has a period. So if you still get your period and you're going through hot flashes and you're starting to shut it down, that means you're perimenopausal. If you've stopped getting your period for good, that means you went into menopause. So if you don't know, you will be just sitting there or laying there or whatever it is, and all of a sudden this internal furnace from within burns so fucking hot, and you are so hot, and it's almost torturous. And I remember years ago, I was visiting my mother in Florida, and I started crying. I'm like, I can't handle these hot flashes. It's horrid. And you hear about women talking about them, but until it happens to you, you're like, oh my fucking God. And my mother, who is so smart, she said, well, let's go talk to Ram at the pharmacy. And she has a pharmacist. His name is Ram. And he owns his own family pharmacy. And my mother, when my dad was alive at the time, chose to go to this small pharmacy instead of a big super center pharmacy because of the customer care they got from Ram, who owns it. And Ram, I'm not sure where he is from. If I were to guess, I would say maybe India or Pakistan. A very friendly man. And he really, truly cares about all of his customers. And when my dad was dying, Ram would close up his pharmacy at the end of the day, drive to my parents' condo, and drop off my dad's medication as a house call. And then drop in and say hello to my dad. So this is an example of why sometimes cheaper isn't always better. Because my mother could have gone to Walmart or Target or whatever and get her prescriptions filled there. But that pharmacist would never have cared at all about my dad. Just another number in their day. Yeah, Ram, when he found out my dad passed, got a tear in his eye. So my mother said, let's go see Ram. Because pharmacists know more about medication than doctors do, right? You know that, right, Molly? I'm like, I never even thought about that. Yeah, let's go see Ram. So I went to that little family pharmacist. I told Ram what was happening. And he said, what other medications are you on? I told him my medications. He went and looked in his computer to make sure none of the medications would counteract. And he said, what you need is evening primrose oil. I already looked it up. It doesn't counteract with any of your other medications you're taking. Now, this isn't from Ram's Pharmacy. Obviously, this is from Walgreens. This was years ago. And we walked down the aisle of his pharmacy where all the vitamins were, and there was evening primrose oil for like $10. I started taking it. I like put one in my mouth as we were driving away. Completely stopped the hot flashes. Just like that. Like $10. So I can't give any sort of advice to anybody who may be going through this same thing. But you certainly can talk to a pharmacist at any store and ask them to look up if evening primrose oil will counteract with the medication you take. And it's right on the shelf there with all the other vitamins. Now, I took it for a while. Then I stopped taking it. I just thought maybe this like cycle is through. I went like a year and a half, no hot flashes. All of a sudden they started up again. Yeah, guess what? I immediately ran out and bought. So, Big Pharma. Beware of propaganda by Big Pharma, too. Essential oils don't do shit. Yeah, we all know that. That's like some hippie bullshit, right? Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Scientists actually, when they're going to do the first step of making a synthetic medication, the first thing they do is study the oils of flowers and plants. This is the truth. So why are they studying the oils of flowers and plants if they're blabbing out that that oil doesn't work? But it does work. So it's just something to think about today. And if you're having hot flashes, talk with your pharmacist. If you're taking any medication and you've listened to my story, you're like, oh, I'm going to try that. Make sure you, like, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm telling you my story. Make sure you check with a pharmacist. Make sure if you take any medication, any vitamins, they're not going to counteract with what current medications you're taking. And there's a pharmacist can look it up in any of their computers. All you would say is, will you please check and see if evening primrose oil plays well with the medicine I take. This one says, standardized evening primrose oil, 1,000 milligrams per serving, women's health support, 90 soft gels, dietary supplement. And if you're having terrible, terrible hot flashes, I know. Just know, it can even bring you to tears. It's so uncomfortable. Just know there is relief out there. You just gotta find it. All right, have a good day. Stay cool. Yeah, and guess what? You're fucking hot. Yeah, both inside and out.